Let's go back a step and look at assault. We'll assume that the Forgefather unit that fired before has taken off those two enforcers, and there has not yet been return fire from the enforcers. So with a short action left to go, the Forgefathers are able to move the 6 inches in by measuring the leader to any model in the target unit, and then I can move the rest of the models up and place them in base-to-base contact as long as they remain within coherency of the leader. Now an assault has happened, but it is not a charge. Because the enforcers have not been activated and are not pinned, they can, if they wish, perform an assault reaction. Now, assault reactions vary in what is allowed by different units depending on their weaponry and their species. In the case of the enforcers, they can perform a controlled fire assault reaction. The controlled fire assault reaction allows them to shoot with all the models but at a -1 to hit. So, I have my 2 blue dice from my pistol and rifles, and I have my 3 white dice from the burst laser. Now, I need 4s normally to hit, but because it's an assault reaction and I'm a little bit disturbed by these space dwarves coming towards me, I'm going to be rolling on 5s. I missed with the 2 pistols, but I hit twice with the burst laser. I also missed with one of the burst laser dice. So, you'll notice that 8s do not explode. If you're used to playing Vanguard or Dead Zone, then 8s have an exploding mechanic, but in Firefight they do not. It was just a bit too powerful. But because the burst laser is hit, the Forgefathers are now pinned. That will have an effect when we come to roll for the assault. The 2 dice that hit, I now roll against the Forgefather armor. There is no AP, so I need 6s to kill a Forgefather. I got 1 success, so 1 Forgefather is eliminated. I will keep him there because we need to be aware of how many models have been killed in the fight. Models killed due to an assault reaction still count towards combat resolution. Now we move on to the assault. There are now 4 Forgefathers in base-to-base and coherency, and therefore all can fight. There are 3 enforcers who can fight, because whilst only 2 are in base-to-base, the 3rd model is in coherency and therefore can also fight. Models will be removed though at the end of the assault if they are killed, in preference for those models that are in base-to-base, but the leader model will always be the last model removed in any situation from a unit. So for an assault, if a unit advanced into assault, it will fight simultaneously with the defender. If I had charged, then I would get a +1 to hit, and I would get to fight before the defender, potentially reducing the number of attacks back. I can charge over terrain, but then this would be a hindered charge, and in that case I would fight first, but I would no longer get the +1 to hit. So in this case, my Steel Warrior Huskar has 2 dice because he has his Forge Hammer, and then the other 3 Forgefather Steel Warriors have a single dice each. I assault on a 5+, but I am pinned, so therefore I have a -1 to hit, so I'm actually now hitting on 6s, so that burst laser was very important. And I roll just a single success on a blue dice, therefore meaning one of the normal Steel Warriors and not the Forge Hammer. And that's important because the Forge Hammer has AP1, whereas the normal Steel Warriors don't have any AP in assault. So I now need a 6 to damage a enforcer, and I fail to get a 6. So despite assaulting in, I have failed to actually do any damage in the assault. Now the enforcers are able to fight back. The enforcer leader has a wrist blade, and so fights with 2 dice, which I'll use the white dice for, at AP 1, and the normal enforcer and the enforcer with a burst laser roll 1 dice in assault with no AP. And let's see what they do. They also assault on a 5+. So, there were no modifiers to this because this unit is not pinned. So, I missed again with the leader, but I got a single hit with a normal enforcer. And again, the armor for the Steel Warriors is a 6. I failed to beat the armor of the Steel Warrior. So no models are killed in assault. You can see that these units are both designed for shooting and not designed for assaulting. If this had been a unit like a Kalishi or something like that, it would have been a very different result. But we now do assault resolution. So 1 casualty was caused by the enforcers as an assault reaction. No casualties were caused in combat by either unit, and therefore the enforcers win by 1. This means that we remove that model now because we do not need to keep that. The assaulting unit moves back an advance move, so they move back 6 inches, remaining in coherency. And if they weren't pinned already, they gain a pin marker. The unit that has won the assault, if it had a pin marker, would be able to remove that because they're so exhilarated by seeing off their opponents, and then can make a 3-inch consolidation move. And I will just move them a little closer to some terrain. And that is assault.